So, welcome viewers to a very special mini-sode of the Hidden City Roller Derby podcast. I'm here with Glenn. How you going?
Not too bad. We just should reiterate that while Bert and Ben are away, that this podcast is a lion-friendly podcast. There's a lot of positivity going around for that clan at the moment here on this podcast.
We're all feeling very hopeful.
I built a lion deck, so there's just a lot of positivity in that regard. So welcome.
All right, so this, like I said, this is kind of a bit of a mini episode, right? So the plan is that we've got some audio that we recorded, like some interviews with people at the Beginners, the Rising Champions event here in Melbourne. And so what we're going to do is do some interviewee type things, maybe talk about some card spoilers, and then in the middle of all that, we'll sort of drop in an interview. And we'll pause deliberately rather than just talking for an hour and a half straight so that we can actually do that.
Were you scouting at that tournament? Is that what these interviews were for? You were like, who's the next Bert? Who's the next Tory Dory of Australia?
You know, I'm like a talent scout. No, I actually brought the equipment so that we could record the same kind of thing, but at the restaurant event that was after. And because, well, and I guess not because, but we didn't end up doing it at the restaurant event, so now all I have is the one from the Beginners tournament.
That's good. I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to share.
So why don't we start with the interview questions? Why don't I just bring up the interview questions, and then I'll just ask you a couple, and then you can ask me, and then we'll go into spoilers.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. So the first question was like, what are you playing today? You're playing
at the
Lion,
moment.
right?
Well, but at the moment I've been playing a lot of Crane. Let's just answer honestly.
Yeah.
I've been playing Crane.
And what speaks to you about Crane?
I think it's just that, well, Crab is kind of on hiatus. I've just wanted to have, cancels in my deck. Because the Crab didn't have that. So, Casada was kind of a cancel, but Crane
He's a
does
bit
a
of a
lot
cloud
better.
magnet, though,
But,
wasn't
it depends what splash you're talking. So, Crane with Scorp Splash was really satisfying because you get to kill a lot of characters.
he?
Because you just get to Mark of Shame and Noble Sacrifice.
Yeah.
But the Dragon Splash has been what I've been trying. So I've got a lot of birds with covert out lately. That's been a lot of fun. That's what speaks to me, just having giant birds flying over your opponents and just saying to them, in a perverse version of Lord of the Rings, no, you can't attack.
Yeah. So I was going to ask what card you just love to play. It's clearly... What's his name? Tengu Sensei?
I guess. I actually think Iron Menacing Warrior is my favourite card to play from Crane at the moment.
Really? Why is that?
There's been some really cool interactions where they try to Witch Hunter and I've got a 5 military strength Menacing Warrior and I just go no, you can't trigger your ability now. It's good fun.
Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right. So without further ado, I think we'll start with round one. We'll do it in chronological order. So this will be interviews from round one at the Beginners tournament. Testing. Hi everyone, this is Merlin reporting from Good Games Melbourne. We're running a beginners tournament here for Legend of the Five Rings. So far pretty good. 12 players have turned up and the games are well underway by now. So we'll probably start doing some interviews with people and seeing how their games went.
This is very exciting.
G'day mate. What's your name?
I'm Ash.
G'day Ash. So how'd you go in your game?
I won by playing Crane against the Unicorn, and I won by breaking the Stronghold.
You were playing Crane?
Yeah.
How did you find them?
Found alright, had a lot of dead cards in my hand.
Oh really?
Had, I think, 10 more cards in hand, so I felt confident.
Yeah, more cards equals more options, right?
Precisely. It's all about card advantage.
Did you have a particular game plan going into the game?
Try and make sure I can counter cavalry reserves.
Right, so you save your cancels for the cav reserves.
I never saw it, so...
You,
they were just sitting there.
you never saw the cancels?
No, I had all the cancels, but he never played cavalry reserves.
Oh, well that's good. You've won already at that point, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true.
So you're playing Crane today?
Yeah.
What kind of speaks to you about Crane?
Pardon?
What speaks to you about Crane?
The control playstyle. I like playing reactive.
Oh, yeah. Have you played other CCGs?
No, this was my first CG. I played Magic before.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You play Control in Magic?
Yeah, or I play Dredge.
Fair enough. All right. Well, look, thanks for talking to us. Good luck with the rest of your match. Take care.
See ya.
Hey, I'm here with Megan. How you going, Megan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Who did you play against in this first round?
Is it really terrible that I've forgotten people's names?
No, but
Okay.
it is terrible if you've forgotten their clan.
I'm really sorry. Yeah, I forget people's names. I'll be able to tell you their name if I see it.
I don't have the
That
I don't have the
helps.
list. Sorry.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Where's the sheet with the people on it? People's names on it.
With the what?
People's names on it.
Names.
Yeah, where?
End up.
I don't know. Where is
We
it?
can.
Merlin had it.
Oh, the sheet, the sign-up sheet.
wizarded it
We can skip this part, I think. All right.
Okay.
What clan did you play against?
Scorpion.
Scorpion. And you were playing Scorpion, so you're in a mirror matchup.
Sorry?
You're in a mirror matchup.
No. I played Phoenix.
Oh, you played
I
Phoenix.
played against Phoenix.
Oh,
I'm Scorpion. I played against a Phoenix player.
right. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not many Phoenix players in this tournament.
The only Phoenix player.
Do you have like a game plan? You're playing New Box Scorpion against.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your game plan?
Against Phoenix, the new conflict character, the one drop,
Yeah.
that brings someone's glory down to 0.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like an MVP. You know, I've heard people say that actually, like other people that have played that box.
Yeah. So that is my game plan at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, I have to dishonor my characters a lot.
Mhm.
So if I can get my character's glory to 0, then the negs don't really.
Oh, you can do it on your own guys
Yeah,
as well.
Any character.
So you almost exclusively play Scorpion, right?
Yes.
So what speaks to you about Scorpion?
I like the tricks.
Right.
I like saying no to people. It's kind of like, sometimes somebody will have a game plan and they're like, yes, this conflict is going well for me. This card is going to get me where I want to go. And I can be like, no.
Yeah.
I've got a card that says, no, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Or can preemptively kind of stop that strategy from happening.
Yeah.
So like with the whole glory thing,
Yeah.
with one of the Phoenix strongholds, you can up their glory.
Yep.
And then I can be like, nice try,
No.
but no.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, good fun. So, in the game that you just played, was there a defining moment in the game? Like, was there like a play that you were like, that's amazing, I had no idea that could happen?
There was a moment where I had an answer for something and forgot I had the answer for something, which almost cost me that conflict.
Right.
So I'm splashing Lion currently, which is a new thing for me. And I've got, is it Ready for Battle? The one where you get to re-straighten
yeah, you
something?
get to cancel a bow, basically.
Yeah. So he bowed one of my Shugenja.
Yeah.
And I could have been like, haha, no.
Yeah.
But I forgot, and that almost cost me.
Right.
So
does that mean that New Box Scorpion is like an aggro, just go and get them, straighten, then go get them again?
the new Scorpion box?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Because I can give whatever I want +1/+1 if I'm 6 or lower.
Very nice.
So that's nice.
You playing any of the Lion Bushi cards in the deck?
No. So I'm playing Ready for Battle and Legion of One.
Okay.
Those are the only Lion I'm splashing.
Well, if you like telling people no,
Yeah.
Ready for Battle is a really good
Yeah,
no.
it's good. And because of the new Stronghold, you've only got 9 influence instead of 10.
Yeah.
So like it's only 1 influence, but sometimes it's a consideration you need to...
Fits a bit nicer, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for talking to you. I'll let you get to round 2.
Cool, thank you.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That was great to hear from those first rounders. And we should just say at this point that Chris managed to convert a whole heap of people to buying core sets.
Yeah.
So I think that event showed that to get new players in, it doesn't have to be the typical way of LCGs, which is like someone doom and glooms it and then they sell their collection, like I was trying to do. They sell their collection and someone buys in. Rather, this is actually new players a year in buying new product from a store to say to the store that you're being supported.
Didn't Chris say that he converted, like 7 people converted into...
Yeah, 7 people bought core sets.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I thought it was really cool.
Spoilers?
Well, before we do spoilers, do you want to talk about a bit of news, Mel, and just a bit of update from last week?
Go on. News me.
So I asked you last week about restricted lists and if you thought it would change.
Yeah.
Turns out that Tyler he listens to every podcast but ours. But Tyler made some really great communication. He let us know that Feast or Famine is going on the restricted list afterwards.
Yeah, that's right.
And not before, after.
No, yeah. So prediction confirmed. Can't change the list.
So you can still charge and play Feast or Famine out of line, which is a really strong combination, and again reinforces the positivity of that clan that we're trying to promote here on the podcast. What are your thoughts, Merlin, though, about Feast or Famine hitting the restricted list?
I think it's a fine card to put on the restricted list. I don't think there's any particular interaction that you are trying to prevent there. I think you're just trying to lower an overall power level. So it does hit Lion a bit, right? Because if they want to play Feast now, they can't play Charge.
But it won't, Merlin, because Lion will lose their Keeper of Fire.
Yes, that is true.
So
they could become Seeker of Fire. They're not currently Seeker of Fire.
I think it's a great way to disincentivize for just a power level card the fire roll.
Yeah, that's what he said in the article, right?
Yeah.
That it was really about just stopping the first clan or the clan that gets the first pick, just going, let's go Seeker of Fire.
Well, I think if I read the article correctly, multiple clans can have the same role when we vote for them for the April, for the April role change. And so I think they're trying to avoid the
everyone's just going to vote
the amass Seeker of Fire. So it kind of makes for me like Phoenix like an interesting fire roll choice. I think it incentivizes like I want to play Phoenix, Seeker of Fire or Keeper of Fire because I either want the Librarian for the glory boost.
I do want the Librarian.
Or I want to play the Fire Phoenix deck.
Or the Djinn. The Djinn is pretty good. The Phoenix Fire.
Yeah, I mean there's just some really cool, I think there's a cool dragon. Is there a fire-only dragon attachment? Am I making that up?
I don't know.
The one that makes ancestral things so you can bounce them back to hand.
Is it fire? I don't know.
We're making up things on this podcast now.
I'm wondering if this new card is a fire card.
So I think
that's not.
I think that's quite exciting. I think Feast or Famine, most players have learned to play around it now, but it does warp how you buy your characters in the early rounds.
It can create situations like you can create situations where you just don't want to attack, where you just can't attack. Like the amount of risk versus reward isn't there. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So that was the news from the week. Should we go into some of the spoilers, or would you like to have us listen to some more exciting interviews, Merlin?
Well, let's go ahead and pause for another round of interviews. Let's see what those players have to say after round 2. Hey, Pat. Do you mind if I call you Pat?
Hey?
Do you mind if I call you Pat? No, because you're Ash.
That's
right. Sorry. I
you can call me Pat.
Totally call you Ash. I think I'm a bit loud here.
Yeah.
All right. So, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, round 2, how did it go?
I won, but I really shouldn't have.
Oh, really? What happened?
I was first player, playing against Dragon. I drew 5, and first conflict, I'm like, yep. He clouded my Cautious Scout, let's go attack it to a province, which of course is Restoration of Balance.
Oh my
God, I got punished pretty hard.
Oh.
And I remembered I can pass my first conflict
Yeah.
at that point.
Many a game has been lost on back of Restoration of Balance.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the strategy against Resto is to defend, and then you spend all your cards.
And then go in,
Yeah, exactly.
I've done that before against Pat as well, my opponent. I just totally forgot what provinces there are. I just chose one.
Yeah. So does that mean it was is it a close victory? Like, despite that, you kind of clawed back? Or?
So he, previous round, went for my stronghold. I defended barely. He won, but didn't break. And then I was first player the following round, and I had exactly enough to break.
Yeah.
Had to, Fate Worse than Death. His Newton Master was 0 Fate. Mark of Shame, he's Mitsu.
Oh, Mark of Shame on Misty. That's a
It had a finger of Jade on it, so I'm like, well, Mark of Shame,
You can't finger of Jade and Mark of Shame.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of funny. Like, that's a really good victory because Crane is generally considered not necessarily favoured in that matchup.
Yeah. But I really had to fight with my few cards.
Yeah. So what does that put you on? 2-0?
Yeah, I think I was down to 2 honor by the end of that. He bid 1 once I started losing honor like crazy. He's like, all right, bid 1. I'm like, well, I have no cards. I need a bid 5.
Yep. So how low did you actually get in the end?
In the second round, I was on 1 honor, and I had 5 cards.
Yeah.
And then by the time I broke the stronghold, I was on 2 honor.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like...
And it was either... if he was first player, he would have gone for me and I would have won.
Yeah.
But
So how many games in total is this for you in L5R?
I played a few games online where I keep losing against Crab.
Always playing Crane?
Always playing Crane.
Yeah.
I got a lot of practice against Dragon.
Yeah.
Mostly just
Dragon,
playing Pat online.
Yeah.
Not really playing too many other players, but I lose a lot to Crab because I just don't know the cards and I like drawing cards.
So in Crane, so you've played a lot of matchups against Dragon. So in Crane versus Dragon, is there a particular clutch play that you go for? Like if you were talking to somebody, if you saw somebody else at a tournament, what advice would you give them in that matchup?
Assassinate as many of their Agasha swordsmiths. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Just destroy them before they put Finger of Jade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Assassinating Agasha swordsmiths.
Yeah. I mean, it is a card advantage matchup, and Restoration of Balance really fights you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no good.
And if your Cautious Scouts gets clouded, well, play carefully.
It's funny, Crane are probably one of the only clans that can just face check into a Restoration.
Yeah.
Because unless there is a cloud on the Cautious Scout before it gets revealed, you're fine. You just go and find it.
Yeah, he clouded me before, and I thought, yeah, sure, no worries.
Yeah.
That was a blunder.
All right. Well, I think it's lunchtime, so I will let you go ahead and take a lunch break. Thanks for talking to us again.
No, thank you very much.
Cheers. And I'm here with Edwin. How you going, Edwin? Oh my God, I've done it, haven't I? Edward, sorry,
yes,
mate.
That's totally fine.
All right. So, how's it going today?
Yeah, good. It's going good. I've won 1 game out of 2, which is very good.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. This is my 3rd time playing L5R though, so...
This is your 3rd game?
Yes, ever.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Who have your opponents been so far?
I versed Nathan, and it was a Crab v Crab matchup.
Right. So you're playing Crab then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm playing Crab. And we went to time, and then unfortunately he refused to concede, so it was a modified win, but that's totally fine.
I feel like Crab just goes to time because they just want to defend a lot,
Exactly.
They just want the game to go long.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we just have so many characters out all the time, and it's really hard to do a quick match as a Crab. But it's fun.
Are you playing like a particular flavor of Crab? Like what in Crab kind of speaks to you?
See, when Chris who organised the tournament, he's a friend of mine and stuff, and he was telling me about Crab, and he was saying that, it's all about kind of defending the wall and being really honourable and that sort of stuff, and that's what really spoke to me. So, sorry, my kind of tactic is to try and have a lot more honour than the other character. I really like the honour play.
Yeah.
And quickly trying to break a few strongholds so that down the track, if it does happen, then...
Right.
And that's how I got in the good position with Nathan, was that I really quickly broke 2 of his strongholds and had more honor. So I was like, sweet, I got this.
That's awesome.
But
I feel like if you break 2 provinces early as Crab, other clans they could potentially be a little bit weak on the defense, but Crab can just go like, I'm up 2 provinces, I got my victory with my tiebreaker points, I can just defend for a whole lot.
That's it. And so like up until that point, he'd only broken 1 of my provinces, and so I was in a good position. I was feeling pretty happy, but then just like that, it all changed.
Yeah. So is there a particular card in the matchup? So let's talk Crab v Crab. That was your first game, was it?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So was there a particular strategy or a particular card that you thought about when you went into that match?
Not really, because I'm such a newer player, I don't really have much of the strategy in terms of like which cards are better than the others. I kind of just roll with it as I'm playing. So
yeah,
I do like Hida Casada though.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good. And if you don't lose conflicts, he's just on all the time.
That's it.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about particular cards again, but we've already talked about that. So who was your second opponent?
Sorry?
Who was the second opponent?
That was Emily, and she was playing Unicorn.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry, Emily. I'm thinking of the other Emily, aren't I?
Oh, right.
She usually plays Crane. Okay.
Right, no.
So, Crab versus Unicorn.
Yeah.
How did that game go?
Yeah, good. I won that one. Again, it was I pretty quickly took out 2 of her provinces, and then she managed to take out one of mine. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I think I only took out 1 actually. And then I had more honor, and I was really doing the honor play with that one. Was just hoarding my honor, forcing her to kind of
Bidding
spend it.
one?
Yeah, bidding
Yeah.
1 all the time. And yeah, it was really, really close. But Emily and I were both really new players. So it was really good. And we tried to not seek help as much as we could, which is,
It's always
And-
better when you can sort of work
exactly.
things out.
And we had a really, really good time. We both we just had a lot of fun, which is really nice. So yeah.
I feel like it's interesting that you say that you broke 2 provinces early, because I think that the general strategy with Crab is like you defend a bunch and then you wait for like a weakness in your opponent's defenses, and then you sort of make
Yeah.
these attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's good to know.
And actually, it's interesting that you're playing you're trying to accumulate honor, because again, Crab they just want to get cards. They want to get really they want to get a lot of advantage.
Yeah. I think maybe I just had a really good draw, but I had a lot of really nice characters come up first up, and
Is there a particular card that you just love to play? I mean, Hiya Kasada, obviously, but
Hidekasada. I really like court games. Court games is a lot of fun.
Yes, I love it.
Just because I don't know, it's so unexpected and
It's a very staple card, I think, Court Games.
totally.
Yeah.
And Assassinator was really fun as well. But
Yeah.
it's not very honourable.
Nice. So you're 1-1 at the moment?
Yes, 1-1.
All right. Well, good luck with the rest of your games.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
It's
talking to us.
Really nice talking to you.
All right. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And welcome back. Okay, so I just want to say before we move on to thank all of the people that did end up doing interviews. It's not always easy getting in front of like a mic, like having a mic right in front of you, and the guy asking you weird questions. So yeah, thanks to all of the players that did end up answering some questions.
I mean, Merlin's got me handcuffed to the table right now, and there's a microphone shoved in my face.
The
For
imagery.
all of you newer players, you didn't have to worry about that. It's okay. Merlin, I think there's been a few spoilers since we last spoke. We kind of butchered our discussion of the big new deluxe. I don't know what they're calling those sets. They're
Children
like
of the Empire?
bigger deluxe things, but that's okay because there's even more cards to talk about now, Merlin. And so there's been the Ask Me Anything,
like
sort of
the
posts.
the
So
AMAs.
unicorn, crane, dragon, lion.
I really like the way that they've done that. Actually, like the Discord people, the admins on Discord, I think have organised that
Yeah.
AMA with Tyler and Brad, and as part of that, there's like a spoiler, and people submit questions on behalf of the clan, and some of them have been really quite interesting.
I think it's just shown that the willingness of the developers and FFG in general just to engage with the community.
Yeah.
Alpha has been quite unique in that way. I feel like Alpha has been unique in a lot of ways. And while there are some pitfalls from other LCGs, these sort of things kind of really help push it forward and really just give you that sense that like they're as invested as we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I think it's just a great way to engage.
It's nice to have designers that love the game and want to talk to
100%.
people.
Yeah, and like the Scorpion Pack showed, Tyler's take on things so far. It's been awesome. Like a lot of fun out of that pack. So, Melon, what's the unicorn spoiler?
All right, so Jewel of the Khansin. I think that's how you pronounce it. Could be Karmasim. It is a 2-cost attachment with +1/+1, an item Meishodo. It has an action. While the attached character is attacking, lose 1 honor. Reduce the attacked province strength by 1 until the end of the conflict to a minimum of 0. Unlimited. It's 3 influence.
What do you think about this card?
What do I think about this card? I don't know. I think it feels kind of unicorny, but it's kind of like a lose 1 honor, get 1 strength kind of pump. And while it kind of seems like it's useful,
let's get 2 strength, right? Because you've got +1/+1 inherently from paying for it.
Initially it is, but you can still sort of keep paying 1 on it to get the +1s. It's also unique, but it's Meishodo. It can get discounted off what's her name? Shahai. So while it doesn't look great, it doesn't look terrible either. Right?
So if we look at the cost 2 fate and 1 honor, and you're basically getting ahead by 2 at that point.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth that cost?
No, it's
Sure.
That's a pretty steep cost.
Yeah. So
It's the unlimited that makes it kind of nice.
correct.
Yeah.
So hear me out, right? We've got my Yurt Honor deck that I've been testing.
Yeah.
You play your contingency plan and you weigh the chrysanthemum and it fires because Forge Edict isn't a card in the meta, and you're sitting on 20, and you've got 2 yurts on your boxes. You don't have the rebuild, but you got this attachment.
You got this.
What do you do, Merlin?
Hang on, did you say you're on 20? You're on 20.
Yeah, you're on
aren't
20, so you can get
So
to
instead
24.
you can get to 24, but you can't actually win the game.
You're not hearing me. Yeah, so you're not hearing me. So you get to 24, but you can't win the game.
Uh-huh.
What do? Do you play this attachment and just lower, like, you just go for conquest? You're like 24
No.
honor.
No, don't be
Go all the way down.
ridiculous. You're on 24 honor. Why aren't you going for an honor victory?
Because Merlin, I chose to put this card in my deck.
So this is like the only card in your
No,
hand?
so like I'm just thinking of ways to enable the card. That's the only way I can see it being enabled. Is like I'm on 20 honor, and I just hemorrhage down to 15 or 14, and then I rebuild to like go back up.
Do you think this is a good card in like a Scorpion Conquest deck? Where they play
Shouldn't
this
ask,
and
don't
then
ask me
they
these sort of
can...
questions. I'll probably say yes
Yeah,
because Bird and Ben aren't here.
They play duty like when they go to 0.
Absolutely. Like why? Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Why not play duty?
Duty comboed with this card actually translates
Do you know what's
into
really
a 3
fun?
strength bonus,
Is soon we'll have a meta where Dragon can play the limit 1 per deck holding that they've got. The super balanced limit 1 per deck holdings, and they can lose honor to up their. Doesn't it up their strength of the province?
Hang on, say that again.
It does the reverse, right?
The crab one?
No, the dragon one. It's like it's lose 1 honor and you increase the strength of your province by 1. I'm pretty confident.
Does anybody play that card?
No one.
Where's my dragon
No
folder?
one
Hang
plays
on.
that card.
I'm just reaching over to grab my dragon.
But no,
folder.
but I'm saying like just imagine a meta where like on one side of the table there's a unicorn player just like hemorrhaging on it to lower it down.
and there's a dragon player doing the opposite.
No, it's in the second cycle. It's the limit 1 per deck.
Right. Limit 1 per deck dragon holding. My God, I don't even know if I. Oh, there is 2. During the conflict phase, during a conflict of this province, lose 1 honor. This province gets +1 strength until the end of the conflict.
It's called Wrath of the
unlimited.
Kami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you can have these honor battles where rather than play attachments or cards, you can just hemorrhage honor to get these sort of effects.
Well, that certainly is a very interesting take on this admittedly very average card.
It's 3 influences, a bit too much.
3 influence is pretty tough. Like 2 honor cost. I'm not a huge fan of this card.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what our players are up to now.
Sweet.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, Chris,
Merlin.
thanks for coming on to the podcast. So
all right.
you are the organizer of today's Beginners Tournament event, aren't you?
I have organised a bunch of newbie players to try and smash each other out and see who's the least newbiest, but
I think that's a really good idea. Who's the least newbiest?
at least newbiest. We're inventing words now, so
So what was the inspiration? Like, why did you want to do something like this?
I always get jealous when everyone talks about like the old 5R, where everyone's like, "Oh, we're at uni, we all got together." It's like not talking about anyone in particular or anything like that. But when I went to all the L5R events, and everyone sort of knew each other,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And I actually started L5R when I gave the box to a mate because I wanted to force him to stop playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So we sat down and
He said as there were a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players
yeah,
within
we'll keep it
earshot.
quiet. But yeah, because I'm not a big fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh setup, and it's a CCG, so I wanted to move people to an LCG.
Yeah, CCGs are tougher. The older you get, the less you like it.
I used to play the Lord of the Rings cooperative
Yeah.
LCG.
Oh yeah, Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings. Yeah, was that the Fantasy Flight one or
Yeah,
sci-fi?
yes, the Fantasy Flight one.
Fantasy Flight?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I played that with a bunch of mates, and then I saw this L5R stuff. I saw it in a board game shop. Watched a YouTube video of I think Team Covenant playing it.
Yep.
I was like, oh, the art style is wicked. I'm going to Japan in a couple of weeks.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, at the time I was.
At the time, yeah.
And so I gave it to my mate for his birthday, and then he loved it. We sat down for an afternoon trying to smash out the rules. Learned it completely wrong,
Right.
but we loved it anyway. So
What was an example of like a rule that you just got wrong that you were like, oh, it works completely oppositely?
well, the first thing we did was this whole idea that you pay for a character and then you overpay for it to keep it around.
Yeah.
We had no clue. So it's like you pay for it, And then we read later that fate gets taken off a character. So it was like, okay, so the number you pay for is also the amount of fate that goes on the character. So you pay for a 5-cost character, and they stay around forever, and they're better than a 1-cost character in every way.
That's so good.
That was terrible.
Oh, no, I like that.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny when you think about the fate mechanic because, like, each fate that you put onto the character after you've paid the initial one is like paying its cost again.
Yeah.
So the game's got this kind of exponential curve that you have. So you buy a 5-cost and you pay an extra one. You've just paid 6 actual fate for 10 fate worth of value.
Yeah, it's exponential as you go up, sort of thing. Yeah. It hits me as Phoenix pretty hard. But,
yeah, we've got a lot of really expensive characters, right?
Too many.
So you're not playing today, but you do play Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is my go-to. Phoenix is my first love, and probably my last.
What drew you to the clan?
All right, so the first thing when we opened the box, we looked at, I can't remember the order that the cards came out of, but we looked at it, and I read up a little bit on what they do, and the unique thing about this card game that jumped out to me was the 5 rings mechanic.
Yeah.
So I was like, which clan does the most ring stuff?
Oh, you're a man after my own heart.
Yeah. So I was like, why not? You pick the clan that's the most unique, wouldn't you? So
yeah. I think one of the things that this game did really well, actually, was get kind of this flavor into each of the clans, like attachments in Dragon, rings in Phoenix, honoring in Crane and dishonoring in Scorpion. I really like all that stuff.
So yeah, when we started playing, I picked up Phoenix. Like, yep, the art's great. Shiba Sukune's right there at the front. I was like, that's... Love Shiba Sukune.
Yeah.
I still try to find excuses to run her.
Yeah.
Like, so much.
I opine to be able to play Sukune. I keep thinking to myself, maybe I should splash Crane so I can play Soul Beyond Reproach. So I can just... Yeah. And then, no, it's the thing when I start thinking about that is I think my mind goes into crazy directions, right? So I think I'll play Soul Beyond Reproach so that I can get her honored, and then how do I keep her around? Oh, maybe I'll play, what's that lion card that sort of lets you think? And then you suddenly realize you can't splash Crane and Lion together. So you're like, I can only do one or the other.
Well, I even love the Ancestral Sword you got from the Phoenix Disciples of the Void thing. I think that was in Elemental Cycle as well.
Hey, have you had a look at the recent previews?
No, what's happening?
All right. Have you read the book, the novella?
I read half of it and I had to do something else. So.
Okay, that's probably enough. So, let me tell you, in the novella, it's you already know, right? So it's about Tadaka and Sukune and
Kaito Kasori.
Yeah. And they're fending off,
the spirits
and stuff.
Yeah.
And the new card that's come out has a picture of Sawa Tadaka, Sukune, and Kaito, and they're like
Kaito's
fighting.
up the back. Yeah.
And it's called Fending Off the Spirits or something like that. But the effect is really cool. The only problem with the new card is it's not a spell, right? So it's a 2-cost card.
Yeah.
You add your glory value of each of your participating characters to their skill. So it's like being honored, but not really being honored.
A temporary honor, but for the whole board.
Yeah.
That's 2
Phoenix.
Costs. Yeah. That's.
I really like. The thing I like about Phoenix is the thing that you said, where you get like this ring control manipulation thing going on, but also really big explosive power plays, right? Like consumed by 5 fires, big effect for.
You say it,
big
you feel
risk
big.
for big. Yeah.
Yeah.
The things other clans can only dream.
Well, that was the first thing I did because we kind of started when the Imperial Cycle just finished.
Yeah.
So then I immediately obviously bought all the Imperial Cycle and 2 more core sets for us. And then, I went straight to making a Fire Phoenix deck, which obviously doesn't exist, but I hadn't gone to any tournaments, so it's just, So I was like, Fine Katanas on my Sukune. Flame Katana? What's it called?
Fire Katana. Katana of Fire, actually, isn't it?
I got every combination, but
Because that was a card in the old game, was Katana of Fire. So this is like an homage.
Oh, okay.
He did a similar sort of thing, created like this flamey katana.
That's all the title there, I guess. But I just love having my Sukune with 2 of them. And the imagery is like, I'd put the attachments, one on either side of her, so you can see It was all the roleplay for me, to be honest. So.
Brilliant. All right, well, look, we think it's a great thing that you're doing, and I really appreciate you talking to us.
That's right, anytime, man.
I will let you get back to running your
tournament.
Back
to mediating.
Thanks a bunch.
And we're back. Glad to hear that no players lost honor from an attachment or a holding throughout those games.
Yeah, that's true. That's something we can be 100% certain on. Although there was one dragon player, at the event. So
That's
he
great.
might have actually had
Great.
Wrath of the
He was
Carnival.
restoring the balance. If there's one dragon, he's like,
Yeah.
well, if there's all the other clans represented, I've got to restore the balance with my clan pick. So there's also been a lion AMA recently. So the two rivaling factions.
Did you want to read this one?
There's a guy on this card. I'll tell you the card art. There's a guy on this card art kicking a character.
What clans are they? One of them's lion, right?
Yeah, is the other one Crane? Because it's blue armor? Not too sure. It's called Hand to Hand. It's a 0-cost event.
Right.
Hand to hand. But he's kicking someone. So we're matching theme with art here in title. It says action during a military conflict. Choose an attachment on a participating character. Dash. Discard that attachment. Full stop. Then your opponent may resolve this ability. The flavor text, of course, is on the battlefield, all actions are honorable. Well, as we saw, and as the card we just discussed just before, not all actions are honorable.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. What he's saying is that action, losing honor, is honorable. Get your brain around that one.
It's very much something I'll need to meditate on the tower for. If we're going to go for card puns. So what do you think? Lion gets attachment control.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's certainly a lot better than the Phoenix attachment control.
Oh, I should say it's one influence, and it is obviously in the conflict deck.
Totally splashable.
I think it means that Lion can move out of Dragon Splash, and that's just exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No longer do I have to put my Jade Masterpieces or Bean and Becomings in my decks.
Yep. And it's actually reasonably fast, right? Like you can attack on Earth, and I think when people are attacking on Earth, there's a tendency to play your reprieves before they get, yoinked out of your hand. Whereas this will actually counter that in that conflict if it's a military conflict.
Yeah, it's a pretty good interest. What do you think about the whole do Lion then just not play as much? I mean, they're already not playing a lot of attachments. Do you just not play this card if your character has attachment?
Don't Lion attachments just suck generally?
No, I mean katana. You don't really want your katanas or I don't know.
Let go with that thing. I think
Yeah.
a katana is the lowest value thing you could do out of this. I think what this really helps with is things like talisman. So if somebody plays a talisman during a military conflict, you can go ahead and play this. Yeah,
I just like that there's more attachment control in the game. I guess.
Well,
because Dragon can now run 6 goes.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I also like that attachment control. There's more of it, but I feel like attachments. This feels like it's a counter to an already existing problem, right?
Is Batsugo a Bushi?
I think he must be.
So, can you go Dragon with Lion Splash and run for Greater Glory as your restricted card?
Maybe.
And then you got all the attachment control. He's got hand to hands, and the thing is, I'm talking about this is a real deck. The reality is that Dragon just runs so many attachments that hand to hand is the worst card.
Did you read this card?
I did.
Oh, okay. Sorry, must have gone in one ear and out the other.
It did, because I was just explaining that if I was Dragon Clan and I splashed for this card, I'm talking through my process now. It's completely wrong. Everyone's gonna laugh at me because Dragon already have all their attachments. I've got a really big guy with a finger of jade and all that. And I play that card. There goes my attachments, because they'll just resolve the effect on me.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame. I'm gonna bury that for Greater Glory deck for a little while and come back to it a bit later.
All right. Okay. Let's have a look at the Dragon card now, shall we?
Oh yeah, this is the best card. This is the best card that's been spoiled so far of this box.
This card should have been called.
This card was a province, and then it got relegated to a card instead.
Yeah. So it says it's Karmic Balance. It's 2-cost event for 4 influence. 4. It is a philosophy. Play only if your honor bid is equal to an opponent's. Notice how it says an opponent's and not the opponent's. So you could play this in multiplayer when at least one of your opponents has the same bid. Anyway, it has, as an action, each player shuffles his or her hand and conflict discard pile into his or her conflict deck and draws 4 cards. Remove this card from the game. I think this card is reasonably junk. How about you?
How do you start off talking about this card as reasonable junk, Merlin?
So I can't imagine when I'm going to play this card.
So
educate me.
So I'm a Scorp Dishonor deck,
Uh-huh.
right? And I decide that I'm going to bid 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? And my opponent, because we're in a bid 5 meta, bids 5.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, I get 4 honor. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot of cards on me, but I've decided that my Dishonor deck runs attachments and this event and a few other little events, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you just empty your hand of the attachments.
Mm-hmm.
So you've only got like 1 card plus this card,
Mm-hmm. and
then you play it.
Okay.
And then you're back to 4 cards each in parity, but you've got 4 honor up on your opponent. Similar in Crab. It's
So
like pretty good.
you just have attachments again. I don't know if I've ever seen an attachment only deck that's really good.
No, not attachments only. I'm just saying, like, the idea is that you bury all your attachments on the board. So you actually got played cards.
Mm.
Like, I think it's good in Crab because Crab would do that. You just bury all your attachments onto the characters on the board, and then you just draw 4 again.
Yeah.
But you're 4 honor up.
Yeah.
You don't see it. You don't feel it.
No. I think I have yet to see a situation where I want to equalize like this.
Okay, like the other day we played a game
that's like competitively advantageous.
but we played a game where you were 8 cards to my 1 card, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I played that card, then that's huge.
Yeah,
Like,
I
lose all
played
your
a game.
advantage.
I played a game once against Ben where his last card was what's that one? The one that gets rid of all the tokens. The status tokens?
perfect.
Yeah,
land
that was
ethos.
that was his last card, right? And in that game, that's the card that got him the win.
Yeah,
But that's one data point out of all the games we've played. That happened once.
yeah, but like, what does that have to do with this card?
Well, you just said, remember that game where I had 8 cards and you had 8 cards and I had 1 card.
Yeah,
Imagine if I had played this
Okay,
card.
more generally,
Well-
remember those games we had hand advantage?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you play this card.
just to equalize.
Maybe it's 2 fate. Look, maybe it's the 2 fate cost that's got
It's-
me down.
It's kind of it's 2 fate cost, and you're kind of bringing in all the cards from the discard pile, which means that all of those things that gave them an advantage once are sort of back in the deck.
I think it's really good turn 1. I think late game it's dangerous
Yeah,
because like if they've used all their cancels,
yeah, you just give it all
you
back.
do
to
not
them.
want to give their cancels back into the deck.
You spend a lot of effort trying to get people to spend cards, right? You don't necessarily want to give them back. And I feel like, it's the same point that we keep making with cards like Oracle of Stone, right? I loathe to bring up Oracle of Stone, but it's like you've just spent a card for me to randomly get
I get what you're
4
saying.
of my deck.
It's taking out one of your precious 40. Look,
Yeah.
you're making very good points. It's just, I love the art. I love the idea. Oh, I didn't get to finish about like your bid has to be the same, right? Which is why, so I didn't get to really fully explain what my strategy was. It's to play Maze of Illusion. That's what it is. It's that you bid 1 and then you pay 3 fate and 2 cards to get this effect off. Or Lion.
What kind of world am I in?
Well, Lion can do it too, right? Because you run the Akodo, is it Kage or Cage?
Kage.
Kage, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to be a white boy on the
Akodo Cage.
podcast.
Sounds like a wrestler, like a
Kage.
WWE wrestler.
Because you can lower their bid down to your bid,
Yeah.
provided you're not against Old Book Scorp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
All
right.
Probably
Okay,
the best,
well,
really
that-
nice art as well.
We'll let our listeners decide. If you comment, like, and subscribe on the podcast.
If you think Merlin's correct,
Let us know what you think of it.
and if you don't want to respond to this podcast, then I'll know that I'm correct. I think I'm going to win that one.
Yeah, I think you might be right. 2 more spoilers to go. We're going to save the best for last. So, did you want to read this one? I love this card. This is such a good card.
It says, try again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a picture of a defeat. It's a crane card. It's a 0 cost event. 2 influence. Action during the conflict in which you control a participating honored courtier. That's already a lot of requirements, my friend.
Mm.
Choose an attacking character. Dash. Move that character home.
Mm-hmm.
The art has just got this guy just looking really, sorrowful in the doorway.
He's like downtrodden.
Yeah,
or
he's
something,
like
right?
he's like, sorry, you can't come and see whoever's in that house today. Just try again tomorrow.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like one of those vanity mirrors that has like all the light bulbs around it.
Do you BM opponents now? And if you win, you hand them this card.
Sorry.
Next time,
Try again tomorrow.
I think Bert. I think Bert will hand these cards to me all the time and be like, Glenn, you tried your best, but I'm just going to dunk you again. I'll be like, that's fine.
Here's the thing. Like, I don't mind the effect, right? During a conflict to which you control a participating honoured courtier character, it's the honoured and the courtier that you need to play this card. Now, Crane have no problems having honoured courtiers, but now you've got one in a conflict where you're defending, and then you target an attacker, move them home, but it doesn't bow them or anything like that. Like, if you've got an honoured courtier in a conflict, why not just try and win the conflict? So
it's best on the last conflict of the turn where.
Where you can play
I'm second player.
Curry favor or something.
Yeah,
I could see your brain just went somewhere.
Yeah,
Where did it go?
I'm first player, and on their last attack, on the opponent's last attack, this card is okay. Because you can, because they don't have to be ready, right? So you can favorable grounds in your honoured character.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And then send them home. This sort of card, right? How good in the meta right now? Let's just talk meta. How good is it to remove a character from a conflict, but they don't go home bowed? How good is that effect?
It's not very good at all.
How often are we seeing Rout and Outwit in the meta?
Not at all.
Do you think that's going to come up in Worlds? Rout and Outwit?
Like, I still think those cards are like one-ofs, in the deck.
But
like,
no one's splashing one of it. Why is that?
Well, is nobody splashing
I don't know. It's just like, I feel like Kachiko, everyone goes for the cloud. Everyone goes like, I prefer to cloud this character.
Well, that's because it's printed on Kachiko, right?
No, but when I played Crab, I ran a route to be like, instead of clouding Kachiko, I just route her home.
Sure. Yeah. You could totally do that. And I think route is fine, but it has to be in that kind of clutch situation where it matters that you win this conflict.
But I think Outwit's the same for Mitsu. Like in Crane, running Outwit
to get rid of Mitsu.
Yeah, to just get him out of the conflict.
I don't disagree with that really at all.
Anyway, so this is the same sort of card, but it costs one fate less, and the requirement's a lot less because it's irregardless of this. It's irregardless of their stat line. It's just that you have an honoured courtier.
Yeah.
It's an interesting card, and maybe when honor decks become more of a thing, you might see this card showing up. It's just taking up precious slots, isn't it?
Well, there's still the only sticking point. If this just said participating courtier character, I'm down. You throw down Stewie, he sends somebody home. I'm all good, right? But you have to play an honoured courtier character, or you have to have an honoured courtier character in the conflict. I'm like, even in Crane decks right now, which can honour really super easily. You still don't see heaps of characters honoured, only in rare situations. Usually it's like 2, because one of them's leaving the game at the end of the turn.
I guess we can also say that it only works on half of the conflicts, right?
Yeah.
So it only works on defense, because it says attacking.
Yeah.
Although, right. Does it have to be an opponent's attacking character, or can you send your own guy home?
You can use your own guy. It just says choose an attacking character.
Isn't it funny that Unicorn get a limited card that costs 1 to move a character in or out, right? But this is 0, and you can do really niche things where you send your own guy home.
Yeah.
But it's not limited and it doesn't cost a fate.
Well, yeah. I guess if you ran into a feast or famine, right? If that was somebody's restricted pick, you just go, all right, well, I'm not going to break this, and send your own guy home.
It's kind of cool.
Yep. I guess
try again tomorrow, I guess, is what we'll leave it at.
Run along home.
There's no flavor text, though, is there?
No, nobody's going to get that.
I wish I could laugh. It's the inside joke. I'll try again tomorrow.
I'm the old guy of the podcast that still remembers Star Trek episodes when they originally aired.
I'm the young one whose father forced them to watch all the Star Trek episodes.
You poor man.
What's the last card you've been saving for last? What's the build up for?
All right, so I'm not sure if I will play this card. I probably will play this card. It is
You might not want to say that before you talk about this card. Are you committing to that?
No, I'm adding to the hype. Basically what I'm saying is I may or may not play this card, which is entirely true, and is
going the politician route.
Very non-committal.
Okay.
So Sage of Gishitoshi. Number 1, the thing you need to know most about this card is that it has the best artwork.
What's a Gisei Toshi? Just for people like me who don't know what that means.
Gisei Toshi? So the temples of Gisei Toshi is kind of like the libraries of the Phoenix, where they keep all of their most sacred relics and things like that. And it's a very well protected, secret sort of thing.
I've got the temple monk protectors that I love.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Probably they do.
Why not? You said they protect the... Yeah. Anyway.
The temple protectors.
What
I
does
don't
this
know
card
whether
do?
we'll include this in the podcast or not.
Why not?
But do you know that when this was still the CCG and when I won Albury,
Yeah.
my pick in that season was like you get to like kill somebody or save something in your clan and stuff like that. So my pick for that was to save the temples of Gishitoshi.
Right. So that's why they're in the new game. Is that what you're saying? You're responsible for the master of Gisei Toshi,
I am claiming
and you're
that.
responsible for this new card.
That's exactly right.
Do you want to take responsibility for this new card?
FFG, why isn't my name printed on this card? Or the Masters of Gishitoshi, why isn't my name printed on that
I
card?
don't know. Should say Hatamoto of Toshi Rainbow Season. Merlin.
Yeah. Okay, so Seiji Gishitoshi, it's a 3-cost character with 1 military, 3 political, and 2 glory. It is a courtier scholar, and it's a dynasty character and has an action. During a conflict, if you are more honorable than your opponent, choose a participating character your opponent controls, move this character home, then move that character home.
This and that.
Yeah.
That sort of wording. Interesting. What do you think about the 1-3 stat line? Where are you on that?
It's not terrible. I think with the 2 glory and a few more ways to protect your characters against getting dishonored these days, it's probably not terrible, although the effect is probably less good than, say, Kitsuki Investigator. Right? Kitsuki Investigator's effect is way better than this.
I thought that's why
And has the
Investigator
same-
was 1-3. I thought it was because it's like an understudded card because the ability is so crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually like this ability, but it's not as good as a Kitsuki Investigator. So this ability, you have to be more honourable. I would have preferred if you had more glory. I think that would have been better, but, it's just me.
Well, I guess, do you go for like the air package? So you go for your Seekers of Knowledge and you... Because otherwise, most honourable, like if you play this turn 1, how many boxes are you up on? You're up on 3.
Up on 3 boxes.
Yeah, Coyote and Bushi and Unicorn and Crab.
Yeah, Cute and Bushi. Yeah, but not City of the Open Hand because they'll just steal it and then you're under all of a sudden.
Yeah, so sorry. So there's 4.
Yeah. But what kind of deck does this get played in? I think this gets played in on a deck, or at the very least, some sort of defensive deck.
I think it's part of the prison deck, right? It's part of the prison package.
Doesn't have the word monk on it.
It has 2 really cool keywords. It has Scholar and it has Courtier.
It's also very good for defending Senpuku Seido.
Yeah, and Bustling Academy. It's got, Bustling Academy synergy.
It does look very bustling on there, actually.
That card is... I like that card.
If you zoom into Bustling Academy, maybe it's got these
Do
people
you
on the
know
front.
what the unfortunate thing about this card is? Is that the Seal of the Phoenix doesn't get as much value.
Why?
Well, because
it doesn't give them the
keyword.
keyword.
It doesn't give them the keyword. And that's always an issue because it's like they're printing more of the keyword.
There's still not enough cards that do good things with that
Scholars.
keyword. Yeah, there's 2, I think. Right? There's Bustling Academy and Suki.
Why aren't they reading more books? Like why? Like don't you play Pillow Book on them and you play Tainted Missive and then you bow them and you search through your deck and you find a card? No, you know about these theme decks that I'm building.
Are you just spitballing now?
I'm just building theme decks like the library deck. So like
Definitely.
every card is to do with a library.
Definitely after Worlds. That's exactly where I'm going. Is straight into my.
Why is that
theme
not
decks.
in your Worlds deck? Why is that sort of tech not in your Worlds deck?
This
No,
guy.
Pillow Book. No, Pillow Book. Why is like Pillow Book not on the list of cards to go in the Worlds deck?
When I was trying out the,
I got
the
wrecked by
Crane
Pillow
Splash.
Book by the way the other day. Absolutely destroyed
Did you
me.
get wrecked by?
I was
Pillow
playing
Book?
Crab and I got absolutely destroyed by Pillow Book.
Was it like just a high roll?
They found I was on 1 honor and they found their contingency plan from the Pillow Book. So I was like, oh, the game's over next turn.
Okay.
No, you don't like that anecdote. You don't like the Pillow Book.
I don't know
meta?
what to
You
say.
don't know what to say to that. But I lost to it.
I got wrecked. It's like saying I got wrecked by.
I'm honest here. I learned. This is how I learned. I learned that Pillow Book is a card I need to worry about because I have to play around the fact that they're running contingency plan.
Yeah, the fact that your opponent's running into span. You know what actually happened there?
The card
is
clear
that
clutch.
you you just either he or she high rolled, or you low rolled, and that was just the situation.
I mean, I took it out of context. This is after playing 3 Spread in the Darkness in 1 turn, and an Assassinate.
All right, so this sounds like an overkill, and
It was desperation. It's desperation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I
don't
don't
know about it. All right, back to the. Sorry, I'm talking about this sort of stuff because the card to me is not very exciting. The Radiant Orator already does this effect. If we're going to talk about what this effect does, right? It's like,
this is better.
Why is it better?
Well, because the Radiant Orator stays in the conflict.
Yeah, so then you're breaking.
Are you breaking? Does the Radiant Orator work on attack? I can't even remember. I play it so little.
I think so. Why not?
Yeah, you're probably right actually.
It means you don't. It means you can. All those players that were playing Harmonize can take Harmonize out of their deck and run this instead.
So if you put this together
That's a benefit.
with Meizawa and the Radiant Orator, and
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, that kind of suite of characters in your Dynasty deck, I think is really cool.
Do you know what
right?
you
It
can
opens
run?
up a new play.
Yeah, and do you know what you can run with that as your restricted card?
Go on.
Forge Edict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No.
Forged Edict, of course it is.
Yeah, but why? They've all got 2 glory. Why is that a good call?
Maybe it doesn't matter.
Maybe it makes Tainted Missive a card again.
Tainted Missive, why you want
Not Tainted Missive. What's the card that you bow and when you search for 5?
It's Tattered Missive.
Yeah, Tattered Missive,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. They're going to go on Courtiers.
Yes.
So I'm talking about you pay all this fate for these characters.
Yeah.
You put the Tattered Missives down and it's like a tea ceremony to your opponent. You just bow all your Courtiers on your board and you say like, come take the province.
Did you listen to the last episode of Imperial Advisor?
I don't know how long ago that was.
It was a while ago now,
Yeah,
but
no.
still, the last episode. So Justin was talking about a deck that he encountered at an event that was just purely a theme deck, right? That's all it was. It was like he had to get this specific card combo off, which sort of it had the effect of looking like Romeo and Juliet, or like a Shakespearean play or something like that. And that, what you just said, kind of that's what it reminds me of, right? You're playing a deck whose only purpose is to bow before the enemy and just let them destroy provinces.
My deck had an end point. It was to hawk tattoo them into the conflicts and then send them home.
Hang on, are we talking about a specific deck of yours, or are you just talking about?
I'm talking about the spoiler that we are just discussing.
Yeah,
I'm talking about how to make it good.
He can't hawk tattoo people into the conflict anymore.
No, but yeah, I can because I control that character.
You can hawk tattoo this guy.
And then you send both. Then you send yourself.
I feel like I'm being trolled. Am I being trolled here?
And then you send that character home as well as the attacking character.
Yeah.
Why is that a bad play?
Why don't you just defend with the goddamn guy?
Because I needed Tattered Missive to find the hawk tattoo.
I fucking am being trolled here. I swear to God, Glenn. I don't.
You don't think that's a dynamic, interesting deck?
Okay. Our mini episode is now 40 minutes long. We need to wrap it up, Roy.
You're not enjoying this discussion about future deck potential. If we're going to discuss spoilers, we need to talk about where they fit into a deck. And I'm trying to make that work. I don't know where he fits otherwise. Where else does he fit?
Are you kidding? Like, you can...
Actually, you know what? He works with Try Again Tomorrow. Isn't that brilliant? He works with Try Again Tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
So that's double send home strategy. You can send home 2 attacking characters and yourself.
No, I'm shutting this one down. I'm shutting this conversation down.
This
doesn't go.
There's
anywhere.
even more. But there's even more synergy. Why are we not taking this card seriously? I'm being honest. Like, I'm talking about this card seriously.
No, I'm being trolled, and this is the end of the podcast.
This is the end of the Hidden Silly Trollers. Is that what you're
Hidden
saying?
Silly Trollers. You're damn right. Good night, everyone.